That's when I took.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! And thing sucks!
Hey!
What? What sucks? This doesn't suck.
This is the Chickenfoot Podcast. I'm Judah Buddha and that's Arthur Spooner. Oh, wait. I got it backwards. That's Judah Buddha. I'm Arthur Spooner. Whoa, we got 3 views already.
Dang, we better get funny.
Oh,
holy cow.
Well, I should say that if you're looking for the Church's Chicken podcast,
oh, yeah.
Chicken wings. All right. Let's start off with the meme of the day. So you got the meme?
Yeah, hit the intro so I can find it.
Okay, well, let's do the meme. All
right, so here's the meme. My mom, why don't you sleep at grandma's house? Can you imagine, like, first of all, it's like a bunk bed, right? It's like grandma's house. All she has is like crappy single bunk bed. Second of all, big Jesus hanging on the wall. Yeah. This is particularly funny to me because one of my grandmas is Hispanic from New Mexico, and she has like all these Jesuses on the wall.
Mm-hmm. So, well, go back. The funniest thing is if, say, like you forget where you're sleeping, you would wake up. Jesus is looking down directly at your face. Like it would look like he's looking directly at you. It's not like he's on the wall. You would look up and you'd be like, ah. Like if it was like lighting would come in like a certain way, it would look like a scary, like a ghost from the ceiling is looking directly at you in your face.
Yeah.
Man, that would be the worst positioning. Did I ever tell you the time? Yeah, I was in the Navy. I was enlisted. I had wait, we got a comment from
Jay's in the house.
Diapers in my face. Oh yeah, Jesus' diapers in my face. Exactly. Because like the thing. Anyways, so I was enlisted. I was on an aircraft carrier.
Okay.
And when you're in the bunks, you got metal above you, metal on the side of you, and of course your bed, and then you got a curtain, right?
Okay.
And so in the berthing area where everybody sleeps, they keep a red light. So it's not very bright because everybody's sleeping. Because when one shift's up, the other shift goes to bed. So it's always kind of dark in there, so it's a red light. So if you wake up, you can navigate around, but it's not bright enough.
I see.
To wake people up, And so I, like tight spaces were not always like my thing. And I had a nightmare that I was buried alive. And then I woke up and I touched the top and it was metal. And I was like, what? And then I touched the wall. I was like, I was like freaking out. And finally my arm hit because there was no light breaking through the curtain. Yeah. So it was completely dark. And then finally my elbow hit the curtain and it flew open. And I was like, oh my gosh. And my friend, McKinney, he slept right across from me, right? And I remember I got back to the bunk late, and he had already took a shower. He's about to get in bed, and I'm just getting to my bunk, so I'm taking my boots off. He's like, Rhodes, your feet stink. Ugh. And I was like, dude, I've been working. Where you been? You should have been working. And then he leaves, and I was like, I'll share that bastard. So I took my socks off and I put it in his pillowcase and I put it upside down. And then I was like, hey. So then I was like taking a shower and I went to bed and in my mind I'm like, Yeah, you sucker. And then he's like, Rhodes, your feet stink. And he like put his face and like, I can smell them in poo. I was like, sucker. And then the next day, and I totally forgot. I went to bed. Next day, we're on the flight deck, and he's like, Rhodes, my hair smells like your feet. And it stinks so bad. He's like, I found your socks in my pillowcase. You bastard, my hair smells like your feet. I said, dude, you should have kept your mouth shut, man. You pissed me off. I was working like an extra 3 hours, and you disappeared.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, man. I got a few good Navy stories.
Oh, man. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, so is this a winner or no?
This one's good, but I still think
you laugh. No,
I did laugh, but it doesn't rank up with the scream meme. The holler one was still, I think, a little bit funnier.
All right.
So I'm just gonna rate yours as being which one's the funnier. You got to top that. Wait a minute. Did you get disconnected? Unbelievable. This guy. Oh wait, Jay.
That's how mad I was.
Grandma likes it because it makes her feel less conscious about wearing Depends.
Still stuck on the diapers.
All right, the next meme. Do I have to play the intro again because you lost?
Wait, we're doing two?
I thought you had the next one. I thought you had a second one.
Oh, I do?
Oh, maybe I was mistaken. All right. Well, let's just jump right into the topic because last week we were talking about impersonations, right?
Yeah.
And I said that I felt like impersonations were really not funny, not really comedy. It was just entertaining, and amusing. Yeah. And so then at the end, we concluded that I was right.
What? No.
Then we concluded that, well, maybe the thing is about the quadrilateral, the I guess, for lack of a better term, the waterline for what's funny could be different.
Standard,
right? Yeah. The standard for what could be
considered funny,
or each of those categories could be a different line.
Yeah.
Right. So culturally, because the four categories we have: culture, we have surprise, we have tension, and then release.
Well, see, right? Mine are a little different.
Well, I think we need to come up with better words because I think it's both like escalating and tension or threatening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heightened emotions and then a release of emotions.
Yeah.
So, well, give me what you're saying. The words you're using.
So I have cultural environment / common language. I mean, that's pretty much the same. Surprise, unexpected surprise / unexpected / irony. That's pretty. I mean, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected is kind of a little different. And then break in emotion is my third one. So sudden shift or break in emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then my fourth one is safety, tension / self-deprecation / exaggeration. Mine are a little muddled.
Well, I think the self-deprecation, that is... Well, let's see. We got a comment here. Jay says, those four categories remind me of my sex life. Surprise! All right. So... That one Chickenfoot at night. So I think, well, one thing I think what you might be doing is on that last thing. When you say self-deprecation, that's a type of comedy. You know what I'm saying? So if I were to say, because we're trying to figure out the nuts and bolts of what makes comedy, right? What something is funny, and you're naming it. So, like, if I were to say, like, what makes a car, and then you said like a Ford or an SUV,
No.
and that's
Well,
what
maybe, but see what I'm saying. But what I'm saying with that is not like it's not a type of comedy. What I'm saying is it's like safety tension, because there's two different kinds of safety tension. There's safety tension for the like where the audience feels like their safety is, where they feel unsafe, or they feel like a break in tension. But there's also one where it's like the danger is towards the
why isn't
the joke maker?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's still tension. It's just tension in this direction as opposed to that direction. Yeah. It's this direction. So
I guess that's why I was just clarifying that it can go both ways.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say is when you mess with those four, right? Like the direction. So like culture, it's a shared culture or our perception of other people's culture. Like it reminds me of Jim Gaffigan was talking about when I saw a stand-up bit he did over in England, and he says he's watching people in England, and he's like, where'd they get all these effing ugly people? He's watching the news and stuff. He's like, where'd they get all these effing ugly people? And that's our perception of England, is they're always jacked up teeth, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And so it's our common culture that we're pointing out as opposed to pointing in, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same with the surprise of what we're expecting, or surprise with about ourselves, or the tension toward ourselves, or the tension toward others, or the threat and the tension, like threat or tension, or release and safety.
I make a big distinction between surprise and tension and safety, because surprise, and maybe that's why I mentioned self-deprecation, because like surprise can be like you're watching somebody and all of a sudden they fall down. That's surprise. You know, like, oh, I didn't expect that. But it's not like it's not particularly like you weren't thinking, oh no, is he gonna fall? Is he gonna,
Well, yeah. I think next week what we're gonna do is we're gonna make graphs of how we perceive it. And I think that would be better to explain so that we can keep concepts different. Because if you emphasize the tension without any release, to me, that's sarcasm.
Yeah.
You know, you're sarcastic and you don't allow that release, but people know that you're joking, you know, because it's a common, you're relying on the common culture. They understand you.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
You know, and you take away the safety net, the release. And self-deprecating is you're increasing the safety of the other person, the release of the other person, because you're not attacking them. Though. You're relying on the surprise, because they're not expecting you to make fun of yourself. And then you're making the other person feel more safe because you're
I don't know if that makes somebody else feel more safe, though. When you tease yourself, to me, I see where you're coming from with that, but it also kind of makes it awkward, you know, which is not safe. You know, when somebody's making fun of themselves, it's like awkward.
I think it's how the delivery.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, because that's part of Jim Gaffigan's whole shtick is he eats too much and he's white pasty skin and, you know, but I don't think he goes to bed at night. He's like, man, I hate my skin and. You know what I mean? Maybe. I think he just uses it as a tool to make jokes, you know? Yeah. So that's what I think. But anyways, that's what, when you tinker with it and you intensify one, that's what may be a better way.
The different ingredients.
Yeah.
Tinker with the ingredients. Yeah.
So next week we'll kind of make a graph. And I think it'll be easier because seeing it is more helpful than just having a concept, you know, being able to see what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? It's like trying to describe the blueprints to your house, you know, like 20 feet and then you could turn left down and like 5 feet. And I'm like, all right, well, 20, like a car, You like the length of car? I'm lost.
Yeah.
I got a foot. So 2 feet.
Hey, I was thinking we should ask the audience about what we were talking about before we came on about unless you got more to talk about as far as the quadrilateral, because I wonder. I take selfies. And you're like, guys don't take selfies.
Okay, well let's what we'll do. Let's transition to what we bring up the conversation. What we're talking about. Oh well, we got a comment.
Uh-oh.
I think Arthur is right. Oh, so I guess I'm right.
Oh yeah, huh? Weird. He has the same last name as you, and your middle name, Weird.
It is weird, but I'm winning. So we were talking about, before we came on, we were talking about dating profiles.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine, she says that because I mentioned, because I was like, start out the camera like this, right? And we're talking about the angle of the camera. And I said that on dating profiles, a lot of women will have their camera like this.
Yeah.
Right. And we were saying why they do that. And then I had a friend who's female, and she says that on guys' dating profiles, they're always like in their car taking a picture from this angle.
Yeah.
And so we were discussing, why is that? All right. We got 2 comments.
Oh, what do we got? Judah is more right and more handsome.
More handsome.
He doesn't know how to spell, this guy.
Yeah. So we
must have been in a hurry.
Oh, maybe he was thinking he was one of the Hansons. Yeah. Nobody else is watching. So 2 of the views is you and me. And my mom. All right. Well, so far my mom hasn't weighed in
about
the vote.
I think I win by default.
Son of a. Yeah. So part of what I was thinking was, part of the reason why I think women hold their camera up and guys hold it down is women want to be shorter than the guy, so they want to seem shorter, and guys want to seem taller, so they have it from the other angle.
I was saying, I think
still here. Yeah.
Oh, see, Deborah, we got
girls
her.
look short and petite from below. Men look more tall. Yeah. That's what I was saying.
See, that was my point.
I think that women different point.
Yeah, women hold it up so that they pull their neck down. They don't have a double chin, and they always look
bigger. They look
more attractive, and they also, get an attractive angle. And men are just lazy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking good right now. I should take a selfie." And they're like driving, and they're just like holding their car and click. They're not even thinking about where to put it, like to look better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is where you're talking about, because I said I don't really take selfies. Guys don't really do selfies, and what I found is, anytime I use a picture, it's a picture somebody else. It's like a normal picture somebody else is taking of me with other people. So I don't normally take.
I take selfies. A lot of selfies.
Like people, like I might be with somebody else and they take a selfie, but I don't really take selfie. Now, one thing I know about Jay is he doesn't like people who take selfies. No, women want to show their boobs. That's what I was talking. Say that.
I think that does have a little bit to do with it. I was
totally going to say that, but that was See, I was going to say that, but it was Chickenfoot at night. And then the other way is I call it a reverse penis.
All right. Well, whatever.
The guy's way. I mean, if we're going to go Chickenfoot at night, we're going to go on Chickenfoot.
I want to show you the last selfie I did.
Okay.
Let's see if I've got... Yeah, so this is the last selfie. This is my last selfie right here. That's not like... Actually, that's up. That's a little bit higher. and it's just my eyes. What?
Why did you do that? I don't understand. What were you trying to do on that one?
Well, I'll use that as like a profile picture, or I just like the kind of odd look of just the eyes up. Like if you see, so like for example, my whole brand when it comes to like this is, see that the little logo up in the corner? That's my
oh, okay, yeah.
But that's more like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
Oh my goodness, you got disconnected again. All right, we got 2 comments here. Selfie penis.
I keep hitting the wrong button.
Jay Nass called it selfie penis.
What? Why
and what about all those people who have fallen off cliffs taking it? Well,
yeah. R.I.P. Dumb people.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are.
Some people say that's like the. So a lot of people say that's like Darwin Awards. You know? It's
yeah. Well, let me show you the last picture I took. A selfie. Okay, this is an old one. This is a long time ago. Tells you how long ago.
I'm kind of worried. Oh, it's
so like you can recognize the beard. You can see the beard.
What's that on your crotch, dude? You got a little swirly there.
Yeah, it's getting a little lackadaisical.
You're trying to hypnotize people.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I gotta get attention. I'm like, hey, ladies, forget about the little ducky. I got a big ducky.
Okay.
So that was my last selfie.
Oh man.
I mean, you can barely recognize it because, you know, I'm a lot tanner now, but the beard is what gives it away. So, well, guess what time it is?
What time?
All right, story time. Do you have?
Is it about
stories?
selfie? Yes.
Okay.
Actually.
Do you want me to go first, or you go?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I don't forget it, because it kind of has to do with selfies in a way. You're talking about like taking selfies in a car, and it made me think of. We have this one cousin. I won't say her name. Anyways, she is sort of famous in our family for getting in a wreck. She's like a second cousin, getting in a wreck because she was swatting at a fly.
Okay.
And so one day we're at like a family reunion, and my dad, he's just like, I don't know, he just has the worst luck with social situations, and he's talking to my cousins. He's like, oh, you know what made me laugh was like when I heard, like, I don't know who it was, one of our friends was like she was like swatting at a fly or something. She got she like totaled her car, and it was the girl she was talking to, and she was like, that was me. He's like, yeah, that was terrible.
Did he feel really bad?
Oh yeah, he did. He still tells the story to this day, because it was just like of all the people, I just thought of this story, like, it was kind of a funny story, and I'm talking to the person. Mm-hmm. He was like, I don't remember who it was. I think it was somebody in the family. She was like, yeah, that was me.
That sounds like something you would do. That really does sound like a Judah story. That's like you would tell that story, and that sounds like a Judah story.
It's not, but it could easily be something I would do.
That's a good story.
So what about you?
So this story came to mind because I was in the Navy, and I might have told this story before. So I was on the ship. It was an aircraft carrier, right?
Okay.
And you've got like rows of racks, and there's like 88 people who live in this berthing, right?
Okay.
So down a row is 12 racks. 1, 2, 3, and then the next 1, 2, 3, right?
Okay.
So they're 3 high and 2 deep, right?
Yeah.
So, and when you have laundry, there's these big bins, and it just separates colors from whites. And you just open it up and you just throw it in there. And you write your name on your clothes. And then, the low man on the totem pole, when you first check in, you got to do the crappy jobs. And one of them is laundry. And I've had to do it where you have to take these bags, and they're like 70, 80-pound bags. You're taking them down the stairwell, across, and then you take them to laundry, and then the next day you have to bring them back. So, anyways, when you bring them back, I mean, if you were to try to organize a way to get it back to, because everybody's stuff is in one bag, how are you going to get it back, right? So the easiest way is everybody stands in their rack of rows, and somebody pulls out the article of clothing, they yell out their name, and if that person lives down your rack, they say here, and they throw it to them, and then they throw it on the rack. Right?
Oh, I think I have heard this one. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the fastest way that you could do it, right? And a side note, what we used to do is we'd hold up the streak of the week. Like if somebody's underwear has like a huge streak, they would hang it up next to the sign that said streak of the week. And so anyways, so they would call people's names. So my supervisor, my leading petty officer, Pastor Ute, he was a skinny built guy. He was a thin built guy. And before we went to sea, I thought it would be funny to buy a pack of like underwear, whitey tighties, the biggest pack I can find, right? I mean, it was like 43, 44 size. I mean, they were like the wide as my shoulder without stretching them, right? And so I wrote his name on them, like really huge, right? And so when I throw it in the laundry, it would come back. So they'd be like, you, and then everybody would see it. They're like, you, man, look at you's underwear. And he'd be like, who's doing that? And he's all he's yelling, who's doing it? And they're like, nice underwear, you. And they're like throwing it. And he would throw it in the trash. And then I'd like slowly walk around, dig it out of the trash and throw it back in the laundry. And it'd take like a couple of days and it'd come back. And of course I have like 5 or 6 pair in my locker, so even if he throws it away and I don't catch it, I could still put a new pair. So the whole cruise, it was me doing that, right? Yeah. And he was just trying to figure it out the whole cruise. And so at the end of the cruise, you got to pack up your sea bag, and you have to lock it, so people don't steal anything out of it, and then you leave, right?
Okay.
And so when we got back to shore, and I got back to the barracks, and I got to my room, and I started unpacking, he had figured out it was me, and he put all those underwear in my sea bag.
You should have pooped on him first.
Wait, hold on. That's if it happened to me, I sort of destroyed the bathroom because like a stomach bug. It was out and about, and someone told me the story. They went into this particular bathroom and it was not pleasant. I knew it was me and my mess they were talking about. And you're like embarrassed. Oh man. That reminds me, the other thing about being in the Navy, they would have like the heads or the bathroom, it would have a whole bunch of toilet stalls, a whole bunch of sinks, and a whole bunch of showers, like all in there. And you would be in there taking a shower, and someone's in there like taking a dump, and you're like, ugh. And you're like taking a shower, and dude, you would feel so disgusted. You'd be like, nah, I have to start over. You feel like you have to start over. You feel so dirty. Oh man. And sometimes you'd be like, hey, what the heck's going on?